Today on the Morning Edition, there is no denying that it's cold, especially in Fairbanks, hitting negative 40s more than just a few days recently. And those temperatures can be deadly for those without shelter, especially teens and at-risk youth. We'll show you how one organization is doing everything they can to help, even when already at max capacity. Plus, what was once a derelict section of town has been repurposed in Fairbanks as a new ice rink is now open to skaters, hoping to draw families and communities with new events. And later, this hospital has an entire hallway of holiday decorations for its young patients to help them experience the holiday cheer when they're unable to go home. We'll take a walk through and see how volunteers made all of this come together as the Morning Edition starts now. Wow, all that's at a hospital? That is so cool. They put a lot of effort into that, you can tell.
I bet you that was fun to put up. You know, when you're like setting up little contraptions or the little train cars, those are fun to, to build.
Decorating is one of my favorite parts of the holidays.
Yeah, it's the taking down. That's the struggle for many.
And the cold.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with this morning across the state. No shortage of those cold conditions. And we are seeing those temperatures this morning across South Central. Sub-zero values. 6 below is where we're currently sitting at here in Anchorage. We've got even colder conditions across South Central to start off this morning, where we are sitting up under some clear conditions, as well as those calm winds across most of South Central. Now out towards Seward, as you head towards Kodiak, and of course through Prince William Sound, this is where we continue to favor some breezy conditions. 10 below in Merrifield, 12 below in Muldoon. Out towards J-Bear, we're seeing a temperature of 2 below this morning. So those temperatures for practically everyone across South Central is seeing those sub-zero values. A handful of locations seeing temperatures above zero this morning, from Homer out towards Seward, Portage, as well as Valdez, where those temperatures are sitting in the single digits, teens, and 20s. But the rest of the region is seeing those sub-zero values, with 37 below this morning in Golcana. As far as those temperatures to start off the day, we are going to see afternoon highs, much like yesterday, likely staying in those sub-zero values, if not briefly warming above zero. But plenty of sunshine stays with us throughout the day. And in fact, we're going to continue to favor a stretch of some sunnier weather. However, as those cloud coverage and that snow moves in across the state, we will begin to see some increasing clouds for portions of South Central. Snow and strong winds building across the state, more so for western Alaska, the slope, and into the interior. We're still holding on to some of that extreme cold for southeast, but from Christmas on into the weekend, we're watching some heavy snowfall and possibly some rain through the southern panhandle, which will build in. And of course, here in South Central, those cold and of course, the dry conditions will continue. Still struggling in the snowfall department. However, we will see the potential, for some light snow showers by week's end. But that cold weather pattern remains with us. I'll have more on that and that 7-day forecast for you coming up.
The interior's dangerous deep freeze isn't just threatening adults. Homeless kids and teens are fighting to survive the extreme cold. In Fairbanks, The Door, the only shelter dedicated to youth, has been packed since Thanksgiving. All 12 beds are full. Both emergency beds are occupied, and now there's a wait list. Fairbanks youth advocates say economic pressures and behavioral needs are driving the surge, but with no space left, some kids are left outside in life-threatening cold.
So before Thanksgiving, we saw a rise, and that was even before the temperatures got to this level, right? So that was already a concerning higher number. Then now with the temperatures, if there's more kids out there, they don't have a chance of surviving right now.
Crystal Marino, from whom you just heard, says any youth needing shelter should reach out to The Door for support. Your tax dollars could soon fund new parks, schools, school improvements, or an indoor recreation facility in Fairbanks. After a committee wrapped up months of review, the Capital Improvement Program finished scoring 96 projects competing for Fairbanks North Star Borough funding. Community members and government officials reviewed each one, deciding which projects the borough needs most. Parks, recreation, and school projects dominate this year's list, but Mayor Grier Hopkins hears one request more than any other, one for an indoor recreation facility.
When I go to classrooms around the community from 3rd grade to high school, I ask, what does this community need that would make you as students here excited to keep living here and have more things to do? And without a heartbeat, nearly every time it is, we need indoor turf, we need indoor recreation opportunities. And that's from families to kids in 3rd grade.
The Assembly will review all projects in January. For For years, the site of the former Polaris site sat empty in the heart of downtown Fairbanks. But this past weekend, that vacant lot was transformed into a winter destination. Festival Fairbanks debuted the starter block on Lacey Street, a nomadic concept designed to turn derelict blocks into community hubs. The project officially launched Saturday with the opening of a brand new ice rink.
Ideas to create family activities and things to do. And in the summer, we'll have micro retail here. We'll have some small sheds that people can rent and sell their wares. A good place for people to start a business and maybe eventually move into a larger space downtown.
The rink is open for family skating throughout the winter season. An 18-year-old Utqiagvik woman is charged with murder after a deadly stabbing. Police say dispatch got a distress call from a crying woman who said she'd done something bad and a man was dying. It happened December 16th. Officers found Jens Levitt unconscious with multiple stab wounds. He died at the hospital. Police say Natalie Levitt threatened officers with knives before they arrested her. Court documents say she admitted to the stabbing and had been drinking heavily. She's charged with second-degree murder, assault, and terroristic threatening. The family of a woman found dead near the Basher trailhead in Anchorage last week is speaking out. According to APD, 28-year-old Caitlin Kaganek had been missing since December 9th. Her body found 10 days later last Friday. Police did not release her cause of death, but did tell Alaska's news source that detectives had been working each day, bringing in canine units and search teams while she was missing. The investigation is ongoing. In a statement, her family said, quote, "I just want them caught and put away, and if others were involved, I wish they would say something." Anyone with information is urged to contact Anchorage Police Dispatch, and we've made that information available on our website and mobile app. A case of clade 2 mpox, also known as monkeypox, has been confirmed in an Anchorage adult. That's according to the Alaska Department of Health, who says the patient had recently traveled out of state where mpox activity has been reported. The department says the individual was unvaccinated and reported anonymous sexual contact prior to developing a rash. The illness is mild and the patient is recovering at home in isolation. Health officials have identified close contacts who are now being monitored. At this time, no additional cases or evidence of local community transmission have been found. The Bureau of Land Management has approved an updated integrated activity plan for the National Petroleum Reserve here in Alaska. The decision reopens nearly 82% of the 23 million acre reserve to oil and gas leasing. Supporters say the approval aligns with a previous 2020 plan and restores the reserve's purpose as a strategic domestic energy supplier. The decision is part of a larger effort to boost access to federal lands in Alaska. Christmas Day is right around the corner, and there are plenty of events and places to go, like the Menard Sports Center, which is in full preparation for their Christmas Day dinner, where the goal is simply to give anyone that has nowhere else to go for the holiday a place to sit and enjoy a warm meal with people that care. Details coming up.
Active weather remains across the state with snow and some gusty conditions. Meanwhile, ongoing dry weather for most of South Central. I'll have more on that. But first at sunrise, coming in at 10:14 in Anchorage, 10:58 in Bethel. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back in on this Tuesday morning with a nice look over Midtown Anchorage as we're slowly starting to gain some daylight. You know, just 9 seconds at first, but that'll get more. But when it comes to winter, Alaskans tend to know how to prepare for the bitter temperatures, but there are still things that can be overlooked. That includes making sure your pipes don't freeze.
A hair dryer to slowly melt the ice. Of course, however, there is always a risk if you were to do that yourself.
As long as it is vented, you're fine. But if you are in with a non-vented unit, it's it's not recommended to utilize. So our houses in Alaska are so tight that they will trap any moisture coming from this units and could cause mold, everything else like that. So it's just being cautious on that, and we're trying to keep down the carbon monoxide.
These tips, along with others, could increase your safety and even save you a little money when temperatures hit bitter lows. And it has felt bitter, Aaron. It is so cold out there.
Yeah, we're seeing those sub-zero lows, even colder conditions through the interior. Now, we are seeing a brief warming trend spreading across the state as we've got dual lows that are spreading snow across Alaska. And, of course, this morning, you can see some of that snow out towards Norton Sound, the Seward Peninsula, and that's eventually going to build into the interior tonight on into your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we are going to be watching snow spreading across a good portion of the state. Unfortunately, here in South Central, we'll largely stay on the dry side. You can see many areas of Alaska up under some winter storm alerts from winter storm warnings, watches, as well as winter weather advisories. We've even got high wind warnings that continue out towards portions of southeast with that extreme cold that continues to remain locked in place as well. Now, while winds this morning haven't really begun to pick up, we are seeing some gusts anywhere from 30 to 40 miles per hour. Now, locations of western Alaska will see gusts up to about 40 to 50 miles per hour throughout the day. And then notice our winds. This is our ridge that's in the North Pacific Ocean. You can see as you build into the central parts of the Bering Sea, those winds are coming out of the west-southwest. That's driving in some of those warmer conditions. Yesterday, we saw some of the greatest warming, but this morning you can see temperatures about 5 to 10 degrees warmer as you head through parts of the western interior out towards the Kuskokwim Delta. In fact, Bethel will have a chance for seeing some isolated areas of wintry mix throughout the day as those temperatures warm into the 20s, potentially even into the lower 30s. So we are holding on to some of those warmer conditions across the state relative to where we have been sitting at for a good portion of Alaska. Now, those temperatures, when you're actually looking at them, you can see 17 in Nome, 25 in Bethel. So there's that warmer push of air that's spreading across the state. With that said, we are still waking up to temperatures anywhere from 40 to 50 below through the interior. But even for you, you are going to see those temperatures steadily warming leading up to Christmas Eve, where we'll see those temperatures climbing potentially into the single digits. This morning for that morning commute, not expecting any significant impacts across South Central. Just bundle up as you will see those temperatures remaining fairly cold across the region with those sub-zero values. And of course, those gap winds remain from Seward out towards Kodiak and of course through Prince William Sound. We continue to favor some gusty conditions as well. So we saw some snow yesterday spreading across the state. We've got another area of low pressure that's going to build into the northwestern parts of Alaska throughout the day. Some of the heaviest snowfall will be through the western Brooks Range and areas of the Seward Peninsula as well as out towards Norton Sound. This is where we could see about 5 to 12 inches of snow accumulation. Now out towards southwest Alaska, Bethel, the Kuskokwim Delta coastline, Dillingham, we're expected to see anywhere from about ½ an inch to about 2 inches of snow accumulation with some locally heavier amounts. That will spread into the interior. We'll try to hold some snow together beyond Christmas here across South Central, but largely expecting this dry weather trend to remain with us. And of course, that cold weather pattern really showing no signs of letting up across the state. So expect several inches of accumulation here over the next couple of days. We'll see many areas picking up more than 5 inches. Of course, though heavier snowfall totals could see nearly a foot of snow accumulation. We may tap into that potential for some snow Friday into Saturday, but still remaining fairly light in snowfall accumulation. Daily highs, though, staying cold in the single digits.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Many of us are getting wrapped up in gift giving this time of year, but there are ways to help kids keep focused on the bigger picture and learn a little gratitude during the holidays. Greed and envy can be challenging feelings for young people. Psychologists advise parents to empathize with those feelings and gently explain items your child may want may not fit with your family's budget or values. Then you can work on shifting the focus towards more gratitude.
Talk together as a family about where you're going to make donations if you are going to do that. Have your kids think about where they'd like to make donations, even if it can be very, very small. Do acts of service. Look out for other people. Think about others openly in front of your kids. In all of parenting, in all of raising kids, modeling the behavior we want to see is so much more powerful than lecturing kids about it.
Dr. Lisa Diamor adds that this time of year is not about the stuff or about the notion of perfection. She says it's really about relationships and being together and about showing up for one another and making sure no one spends Christmas alone. And here in Anchorage, that idea is coming to life at the Menard Sports Center, where volunteers are preparing to turn a holiday meal into a moment of connection and care. That's in the Mat-Su. Danny Tompkins has a preview.
Here at the Menard Sports Center, volunteers are making sure that no one goes without a meal on Christmas Day. I'm joined here with kitchen manager Linda. Can you talk to me about what's going on today?
Today we are receiving freight in, and we are putting things away. We're prepping for our cutting up turkeys tomorrow and cooking them. We'll be cooking 130 turkeys tomorrow.
That's a lot of turkeys.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Awesome. And this has been going on for a long time. Can you talk about the motivation behind the event?
Yes, it's been going on since 1991. And we just wanted, a group of people got together and wanted to do something for the people in the community that didn't have any place to go for Christmas. And so what we did was just prepared a meal, and it just grew from there. And people just keep wanting to get involved, and people want to come, and it's a generational thing even. And we just have about 350 volunteers every year that come and help. And it's just an awesome, awesome way to give back to the community.
Yeah, what do you hope that people that attend this dinner receive from this?
That they'll feel loved, that they'll feel really loved and wanted in the community.
That's incredible. Well, I'm sure they will feel loved. The dinner goes on Christmas Day from 11 to 3 p.m., and the leftovers even get donated afterwards, so there's
Yes.
2 different meals.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So if someone you know or you need a Christmas meal on Christmas Day, come to the Menard Sports Center, and people like Linda will help you make sure you feel loved on Christmas.
Yes.
Danny Tompkins, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically, and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.